I I'm sitting instead of walking around because I hurt my toe yesterday. Um, and I'm going to call this little episode Bound Together because I uh, I was in a hurry and I decided to use that little place where babies sit in a grocery cart to put my things in. And I was getting stag chili and I picked up a can and put it in that area, and it rolled right out of the cart onto my toe, my right toe, and I yelped. And that darn can rolled right underneath the grocery shelf, and so I had to get another one to replace that one. And I put it in there firmly, and it rolled out and hit my toe again. And this time I really looked at that little area and realized that I hadn't put the plastic flap up to keep things from rolling out. And so, anyway, I somehow made it out to the car, and with a lot of Dan's help, we got over to Trisha's, our daughter, who was hosting an event for for Josie, our dear Josie, who is a nurse practitioner now. And anyway, so I had wrapped my toes together because I knew from past experience that's what you're supposed to do. But it looked like a 2-year-old did it because my toe was so tender. I just could hardly move things to try to get that tape on, and it was really a bad job. So with crutches, I got into the house, and when Josie got there, I said, "Can you take a minute and come and tape my toes up again?" And, I told her the story, and she and her friend Mary, who's also a nurse, they very expertly bound my toes together. And such a great job that within, like I was able to sort of walk normal. And I was able to help with the cleanup and everything. It was just such a miracle. And I was reflecting on it this morning, and a few things came to my mind I wanted to share. One of them is how we can yoke ourselves together with Christ. And he can be the strong one when we're the weak one. And truth is, I'm always going to be the weak one, and he's always going to be the strong one. But it also reminded me of another time when Dan and I were going through some problems, and we had to see a specialist, a counselor, a therapist to help bind us back together when we weren't, and help heal wounds. And so I think it's important to remember that when we're, there's nothing wrong with asking for, there's always right with asking for the Savior and yoking ourselves with Him. And there's times when it's really right, when there's relationship problems and you need somebody that can help bind you together. So anyway, that's my thoughts for the day. Bye.